He was a single father, broke and homeless. He spent nights sleeping in public restrooms holding his toddler son, and yet, just a few years later he became a millionaire and CEO. This is the extraordinary true story of Chris Gardner, a man who turned pain into purpose and failure into fortune. Chris Gardner was born in Milwaukee in 1954. His childhood was marked by poverty, abuse, and instability. He never knew his real father. His stepfather was violent and alcoholic. As a boy, Chris dreamed of becoming someone, anyone, other than what the world told him he'd be. But life didn't give him a smooth start. He joined the Navy, worked as a medical supplies salesman, and struggled to keep afloat. Then he saw something that changed everything: a man stepping out of a red Ferrari. Chris asked him one simple question: "What do you do, and how do you do it?" The man replied, "I'm a stockbroker." In that moment, Chris knew, that's what I want to become. But dreams are expensive. Chris had no college degree, no experience in finance, and no support. To make it worse, his girlfriend left him, and now he was left alone with a young son to raise. He applied for a stockbroker internship, unpaid, hoping for a better future. Then, just when things couldn't get worse, they did. He was arrested for unpaid parking tickets. He showed up to his interview in dirty clothes, but he didn't give up. He told them his truth, and they gave him a chance. But the internship had no salary. Chris and his son were now homeless. They slept in shelters, motels, and even the bathroom of a train station. Imagine this. You spend the day learning finance, and the night holding your child in a dirty public restroom hoping no one will knock on the door. But Chris kept showing up. He worked harder than anyone. He made 200 cold calls per day. He learned. He adapted. He refused to fail. Months passed. Chris didn't miss a single day. He was among the top interns in the program, and eventually got the job. With a real paycheck, he found a home. With stability, he found strength. He worked at Dean Witter, and then Bear Stearns, where he became a top performer. Years later, he founded his own brokerage firm, Gardner Rich & Company. It was small, at first, but eventually, Chris Gardner became a multimillionaire. He even sold his stake in the company for millions and became a philanthropist and author. And then Hollywood came calling. His life story became the blockbuster film, The Pursuit of Happyness, starring Will Smith, a film that has inspired millions across the globe. Chris Gardner's story isn't just about money. It's about belief. It's about showing up, even when life knocks you down. It's about being a father, even when you have nothing. It's about pushing forward, with no excuses. He once said, "You can only depend on yourself. The cavalry ain't coming." But he also said, the future was uncertain, absolutely, and there were many hurdles, twists, and turns to come. But as long as I kept moving forward, one foot in front of the other, the voices of fear and shame would be stilled. Chris Gardner didn't let his circumstances define him. He rewrote his story and turned pain into power, and so can you. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life transformations. Your next breakthrough could start here.